No.
I dare you.
Dare me to what?
Mod him.
Florida Man, they said not the Florida Man bougie account either.
You never know. Could be, could not be. It could be a more elaborate Florida Man account where I have two other phones here. And I have a whole recording of AI bougie voice.
You should be good now.
Hi, Lisa.
This is wild.
Oh.
I would say limit the boxes. I
Oh,
mean,
shit, Turtles. That was the quickest appearance I've ever seen on someone.
Yeah, I guess that's it. All right, guys.
wait, what happened?
Well, there's still some
Requested and left. I think that's probably her. Oh,
It's Ash taking her off the request. Stop being a dick, Ash.
Wait, shut the fuck up. You need to talk. Please.
It's bougie.
Is that her voice?
Be so fucking for real right now. Like,
Okay,
let's be
wait a
so
minute.
fucking for real.
They
Oh,
fuck
fuck.
off, OG.
Okay, I'm gonna go on mute.
Fuck off, OG.
Oh, yep. Okay, that's not a recording.
you having a good night?
Ish. We'll see how this goes, and then I'll let you know.
Gotcha.
So, how you feeling?
I'm okay. Definitely, this was not prepared. So, yeah.
It's all about opportunity, and with Petty having his tantrum and really showing who he really is, it's the perfect opportunity.
It kind of is.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah, he kind of dropped it on all of us.
Yeah, me too. So, start the clip. Smash, be so fucking for real.
Can I just say one thing? Just
As long as it's not wieners.
it was.
I knew it.
I had to.
Wiener watcher.
Wiener.
Remember that?
Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm going on mute. I don't have a dog in this place.
However, Miss Enabler, that was not me. I was asking to please not see those that were being sent to me. So,
Oh, shit.
She was saying it because when Florida Man was pretending to be bougie, the one in the AI, she kept saying, be so fucking for real, Smash.
yeah,
I did.
Oh,
that was
we didn't know anything about that whole
recording it
thing.
and sending it to Florida Man.
Yeah, she was recording it and sending it to me.
Wow. I don't even know what to fucking say. I'm gonna go on mute because I don't even think I have a puppy in this fight. So, Turtles, do you want to talk on the back end while they do their thing?
I think everybody should talk, conversate, have fun.
Okay. So,
As long
Can I
as,
ask a question?
wait, might I just say real quick though, like the comments, like it will always be fuck bougie. I mean, let's be so for real, okay? That is
I
counterproductive, and I will tell you that I will not. I have my boundaries, and Florida Man knows them today. So, just
I think we're limiting boxes.
Very, very.
I don't mind having a conversation, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and like be attacked and like be demeaned and insulted. That's been going on for so long.
Conversations is one thing. You're not going to have a bunch of screaming and...
Right. I want this to be productive to a certain point that, I mean, it's really everybody else's choice if they want it to be productive, but I mean, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't feel that like having 6 people trying to come at you at once will be anywhere close to productive.
I appreciate that.
So I think one at a time.
And I'm also a mod too, and enabler and turbos. If any of us think it's getting like too intense or they start yelling, just mute them, drop them real quick.
And if Turtles Live gets shut down, I'll go live. Like, this is wild. Like, I'm in fucking shock right now.
You know
like,
what? It's funny. I'm actually in your box now. So now you don't have to. Now you can screenshot it and tell people, "Oh my God, you were in a box with me."
Well, you better.
This is Turtles Live.
Record. You better screen record.
Wasn't he asleep the other day? And you were like, "Let's take a screenshot." He's gonna wake up in the morning and be like, "Oh my God, you were in a box."
No, I was trying to wake him up. I was like, "Hey, I think Bushy's in the box."
Tap me on the head.
I was like, "What do we do? What do I do?" He was like, okay.
I said, okay.
Enabler, what do we do? What do we do?
I didn't know that because I don't know Bougie except for the whole wiener thing. I know I've
Anything
heard
about that at all. It was just fucking around that night, too.
that,
Oh my
that was
gosh,
it.
that was so. Let me tell you, I went to bed with that repeating in my brain, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't." And Florida man, I'll let you know that I did invite Adam over, so if he does come in, I don't have a problem, obviously, with him.
Who's Adam?
Adam is thinning out nonsense. Adam's a good guy.
That is to be decided.
No, he's
No.
really good. Like,
Yeah.
He's
I'm just being an asshole.
He is actually, I started going live with him about Petty a few months ago, so he's good people.
hey, Peace, how are you?
Yeah, hey Duffy.
Yeah, Duffy.
I should have like fucking questions. Oh wait, I actually do have a couple questions. Are you in like contact with Shannon, Megan,
No.
Moonbeam, Mallory, or Rissa?
No, I have had like casual Instagram messages with Megan, just about things that I had heard that regarded me in Shannon's live that I wanted to clarify with her, because obviously it was being said by Shannon and it was another allegation and it was not true. And so I confronted her to ask her if that's what she had said, and she said no. But no, I'm not. I have all of the rest of them blocked for good reason.
Okay. Is Megan as big as a cunt like as I? Yeah.
Jesus, you just said that. Honestly, she's never done anything to me, and I will tell you, I mean, I've had my issues with her as far as how the things that she has said and whatnot, and that I felt were inappropriate or, you know, racist-ish and all of that. And I've confronted her privately and just let her know, like, I can't, you know, sit with you doing shit like that. But I will say that she really never, like, I would send her receipts whenever people were in boxes, like during the phone dump and stuff, to show that that was not me or something was being missaid. And she always got them, and she never showed them like Moonbeam did, but she did, you know, confront the truth on it and, you know, ask questions. So I appreciated that of her. But no, we don't like sit together. I don't go in her lives.
Okay.
None of that.
Now, has Moonbeam ever, like, has she always been like this big ass flip flopper?
So, like, okay, I'll tell you about Moonbeam. I met Moonbeam back in January of 2024 in Slot Machine Queen, or whatever the hell she was then, live. And to be honest with you, Moonbeam actually doxed my phone number that Slot had read out in a live in the chat and just spammed the chat with my number. She then tried to join my Discord. I then was told that she was the one that had doxed me or my number. So she left the Discord, we kicked her out. And then she came back crying about how she was, finally against Slot, and so I've talked to her on occasion, but I'm actually rather shocked that she has done what she's done because, she went so hard at Stephanie for flip-flopping. And she knows everything. Like, she knows that I had nothing to do with IO. She knows that everything I said about Slot was true as far as, like, her scamming the DV thing and the charges and all of that. So, like, it's weird to me that she's doing what she's doing. But I will say she did not reset her phone. She admitted to me that she lied about that. So,
oh, shit.
Moonbeam.
That jitterbug phone. You
That
fucking
jitterbug.
liar, Moonbeam.
Since you brought up the phone, there was a live where I think it was Moonbeam, Liz, I don't know who else was in the box. And Moonbeam all of a sudden was like, oh my God, like, no, Jessica, why would you say? And she claimed that you sent Liz's government name and all her information. Is that true?
So what I sent, Florida Man has, is I sent the screenshot of the message Rissa sent me many moons ago with her first and last name, which was always how it kind of worked with Rissa. Florida Man explains it a lot better than I do, but I sent that to Moonbeam because she had asked Liz during that live when Liz said that I got her information or I was looking her up. Moonbeam said, well, wasn't it Rissa that was looking you up? And she's like, no, it was Bougie. So I sent that receipt to Moonbeam thinking, hey, here you go. This is from Rissa. And she was like, oh my God, I just got, and it was all bullshit.
So question, was that the same receipt that I got sent when Cartel asked me to get proof of her information? Okay, then I can verify that, no, Liz's address and all that location was not on there.
Yeah, correct. No, it was not on there. And honestly, I didn't know anything about the names, and I wouldn't have been able to tell you her name. I know it just when I went back to look at the messages with Rissa, and I screenshotted all the people she had sent. So, I mean, Florida Man can explain it like better since he's read the messages. Like with Rissa, it was just like, let me see. For example, I'll use you, OG. We would be having a conversation about something and she'd be like, oh my God, like OG, AKA Amber, da-da-da-da, date of birth, da-da-da-da, address, husband, here's the picture. I mean, and I wouldn't respond. Like, it's weird. That's how she would always do it when she was talking about people. So
Rissa and Mallory, or we'll talk about Rissa. Rissa was more involved than she made it out to be, or a lot of people made it out to be.
100%. 100%. And that is why I actually, like, that's why I sent the receipts whenever the phone dump was happening, because Rissa was in the box with Leather and Lace. I think Mallory and I think Smashley was. And I didn't watch the phone dump, but I was getting screenshots and like clips of it. And as she's going through the phone, like never once did Rissa say, oh, I gave that to her. Oh, she was like putting it all off on me. And so then I sent OG a receipt on Rissa asking me for money to pay her car registration like 6 times in, I don't even know, 4 days. And I didn't respond. And she was like, oh, we just set her up. Like, we knew she was being shady, so we all set her up. And I don't know how you set somebody up by asking them for money. It's weird, but whatever.
So what was the intent or, like, reason of Rissa sending you Holly Mae's information?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, honestly, when I sent that screenshot, I had not even looked at the whole attachment that she had sent. She had circled on the right side, white, right? And her comment above it was something along the lines of, doesn't Holly Mae identify as being Hispanic or Latin or something like that? And I was like, yeah. And that was it. I didn't realize it till you pointed it out when I sent it to you to send to her that all of Holly Mae's information was on there. I'm telling you, like, most of the stuff she would send me, I paid no attention. There was no response. And my response to that in messages literally just says yes. She identifies as being Hispanic. That's all I said. That's it. But when you got it, I then zoomed in on it, and that's how I found her name on the top right corner, because she was making up some bullshit talking about she clicked on a link or some weird shit. Either way.
It definitely wasn't a link, and actually that was the same screen from when she faked the flight tickets.
Yeah, because it was a picture of like a screen, and I don't have a laptop or anything like that. Everybody knows that I have my phone. Everybody knows that I don't have multiple devices. I'm not really sure why Leather and Lace said that in one of her lives, because she knows damn well that that's why I had to send her everything to show on the green screen, because I don't have 2 devices. Now I'll answer that question. Mallory did know. I had a lengthy Snapchat call with Mallory and Rissa at one point, and she had looked up a lot of people already. Like, but please don't believe this. She don't look at people. She most definitely does. So.
Well, we know that to be true because she's openly admitted to looking me up.
Now, do you feel like you've been blamed for a lot of things that you were not responsible for?
100%.
Like, were you like the easy way out?
Oh, I always have been the easy way out ever since I started this shit with Slot. So, like, for example, Calhoun Street Glide, Fruit, fucking, what is it? Fruit. Cocktail or whatever out of her million names that she has now. Like she recruited me to like befriend me simply to mod me for like 2 weeks until the day after Indian Outlaw was swatted, and then she blocked me. And come to find out, she'd really just used me to set me up to take the fall for fucking Indian Outlaw being swatted. A month later, she contacted me with all the receipts of her and her friend, her mod, that had him swatted because she knew I would out it to clear my name. Pastor Petty mentioned that he's had those receipts since April of 2024 that I did not fucking have Indian Outlaw swatted.
Hey, one more question, and then I was going to read some of these questions that are in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do too. Because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions, but I really want to say one thing before we get deep in this. Obviously, Bougie, you know that Florida Man has been basically, I want to say like spokesperson on your behalf. He has taken a lot of heat. I do want to say thank you for coming up in a box. I don't know you, like the whole wiener thing, but other than that, I don't know you personally or anything.
Like, so Florida Man approached me a few weeks ago, at the day I deactivated, to be honest, which was the day I was accused of sending a picture of Shannon's house to somebody, which wasn't true. And Megan admitted that it wasn't true. But, he contacted me, and literally at that point, if it would have been a month prior, I'd been like, fuck off, right? Because everybody knows I didn't like fucking Florida Man at all. But at that point, I was like, I got nothing to lose. I don't care, whatever. So we had I think it was an 8-hour long conversation that night. And the next day is when he told people he was talking to me and everybody was trying to get me in a box. But I did have my grandbaby's birthday party that day, so that wasn't happening. But he's asked me to stay out of boxes and not go in lives. So, and I get it. But the first thing he asked me was, are you guilty? And I was like, of course. And he said, do you feel justified? I said, I do, yes. And I've been 1,000,000% transparent and honest. I've sent him everything top to bottom, no questions asked. Legit, even my data from my TikTok, Snapchat, and my Instagram, of any, you know what I'm saying? So like everything he asked me, I've provided, period. So I think I appreciated that he approached me. I appreciated that he actually wanted to hear me out. I went into that phone call just assuming it was going to be recorded and used against me later on, or, whatever, or he was setting me up. But at that point, it was like, what do I have to lose, right? So I'll be honest, I have a completely different opinion about him than I did then. But he has chosen to speak out about things and has asked me to stay out of boxes. So that it's not like I was like, go speak for me, Florida Man. Like, that's not it at all.
Okay,
A bunch of people have asked if you're paying him. Can you
I was just
answer that
about
for
to say
them?
that too.
Yeah, no. As a matter of fact, he wouldn't even give me a way to pay him back for the postage for the paperwork that he sent for $10. I had to ask other people. They didn't have his Cash App, so I was kind of fucked there. No, I have no way to pay him.
Ain't nobody got my Cash App. So justifying doxing when you're around a negative situation like Mallory, how can you not? Mallory's been a negative influence on many people. So is Rissa.
Is it?
Yeah, and so like Mallory did not like me. I didn't like her. But whenever I linked up with Adam or Thinning Out Nonsense and Samantha and Virgo, and we were doing stuff about Petty, it was shortly after she had been voted off the island. She apologized to all of them. It took her a while to apologize to me, but I think she again just kind of tried to get my information because again she never had anything on Petty that didn't come from me at all. And even when she continued to go on and on and on about the story with his son, I messaged her several times. It was like, just stop, please. Like, just stop talking about it. Like it every day. But she didn't say a word. She just got with Leather and Lace, I guess, on the phone dump day and decided to run her mouth. So there's that.
Real quick, Nikki, why are you in here then? Like, it's just wild to be in here making, the shitty ass comments if you have questions for her, so ask her. But for you to attack both her and Florida Man, like, the fuck? Why are you in here?
Right. I mean, literally, if you're not going to be...
Florida Man, do you have any things you want me to clarify regarding, like, your previous live or anything?
Anything that you feel that you want to. I think everybody at this point understands that Petty did abuse his child.
Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about that. I really don't. At the end of the day, like, I will tell you that Petty had, back in April of 2024, Petty had my entire background check from every state I lived in.
Can I interrupt you? Just
Sure.
because I obviously seen the paperwork shown today, I would really think twice about speaking on something that hasn't been resolved yet. I'm just thinking from a legal aspect.
Yeah, I'm allowed to speak about my experience. I'm not allowed, I mean, really, he's not allowed to do anything, but at this point, I'm absolutely allowed to talk about my experience. I'm not allowed, I mean, he has a pending lawsuit on me and Mallory for like defamation because he's lost so much money because of us, which is actually the opposite. But that's going nowhere and I'm not worried about it. There's nothing wrong with me speaking about what he has done to me. Because honestly, I'm not the first one. I'm not, believe you me. I'm just one of the women that, was exposing him. The women prior to me, he did the same thing too, and ended up silencing them by filing false police reports, TPOs that were wild as fuck. And just bashing them and making up wild ass stories all the time. So, I mean, I'm not going to say anything that obviously is going to put me in a situation. I'm not.
Right.
That's why I never ever said anything when he sent me a cease and desist. I didn't, I never showed his military records, even though I have them, ever since this started.
Hey, real quick, I think this needs to be addressed and
No, Robert. I don't even know who has your information, but no, Robert.
Robert, I do know who got your information. I can DM you.
The people, the information that you do have, do they know that you have it, or can you, like, is there?
I mean, at this point, yes, I'm sure they do because the receipts have been given. But here's my thing. I don't just sit here going around looking up fucking people for no reason. Did I look up some people because of what was being said and done about me? I did. Yes. I mean, same with Petty.
But you're willing to take accountability where it's needed, correct?
100%. Right. I want to make sure everybody understands is that I'm not just sitting here looking up folks for no fucking reason. Like, I'm not sitting here passing around people's fucking information to God and everybody. Did I send some information to Stephanie? Yes. Has Rissa sent me information and I had it in my phone? Yes. But again, I didn't pay attention to 90% of that shit. And Florida Man knows because he read all my messages that I never responded to that shit. Like, I did mention Queen of Blessings' name in a live that Rissa had sent me. Yes, I did. And that I was wrong for. Same with Smashley. But at the end of the day, like, I want people to understand too that everybody's coming at me since this phone dump for people's information. But I want people to actually go back and look at how many times my entire first and last name, my address, my date of birth, my children's names, my husband's workplace, directions to his fucking workplace, pictures of my grandkid have been on Petty's green screen and nobody fucking said a word about it. Right? But it's a real big problem that I have people's information in my phone. It's fucking wild.
I understand both sides.
Some people do, when that shit happens, no matter where it is, some people do say, talk about it. It may not be loud, but people do see it and notice.
I mean, I'm talking regularly for the last several months.
Yeah, I know your name. I don't know you.
Oh, you probably know my birthday. I mean, Petty can't obviously do simple fucking math because my birthday's been on there 100 times on his green screen, but on his paperwork he says I'm 52. No, I'm not. I'm 44.
Does your first name start with a J?
It does.
Yeah, I know. That's about all
Okay, then I know your
Everybody
name. I
has
don't
it.
even know you.
I see it every week. I've probably seen it somewhere.
My child was my adult child. I
never
have
seen anything
custody of
like
my daughter. She was doxxed. Fucking Facebook post her first and last name, and she's in a current DV situation. Like, and nobody cared. Nobody fucking cared because it was Bougie's kid. It's wild to me. Like, so when he says, "Am I justified?" Yes, I do think I'm fucking justified because the same energy I get for having people's information in my phone, which For example, like I've had all of Holly Mae's information. We had a very long conversation. She told me all about her DV story. That never fucking left my mouth. It never left my phone. It was never spoken about. I don't just go here looking up people and getting
Wait.
information
Hold
and
on.
spreading it.
Hold on. You said
No,
Holly
Boogie,
Mae.
hold on. No, Boogie, I did not. What I said was my daughter is in Atlanta visiting her abuser's family. That's what I fucking said. Stop saying that I doxed my daughter in fucking Slots Live. I never said her name. I never said where the fuck she actually lived. I said she was visiting. Leave my fucking kid out of this. That is one thing we will not do here. We will,
Does your last name start with an L?
no, my middle name does though.
Did I just see it pop up?
Probably they got a fucking whole account with like my vagina on it, like zoomed into my vagina in leggings. It's fucking weird. These people are fucking weird.
Okay, mods, if you guys see anything like that, fucking get rid of it. Okay.
I'm watching the door.
And what we're gonna do here is do not ask questions for somebody else. I think Bougie, like, are you cool with like a one-on-one if somebody personally wants to ask you questions, not on behalf of someone else?
No, not right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you this question real quick. Just get it on the table because I was part of it. Ash Lark's information.
I told Ashlark. Well, I told Nikki to tell Ashlark, but yes,
Okay, so can we put that out on the table? Because I do feel that she is.
I got that from Otto. Same with the messages. Got it from Otto. Listen, I try to like keep it under wraps. I will say that everybody was blaming what's her name, Good Eats, and I kept saying it wasn't her, although she was freely giving me Nikki his information as well, and I think she had Ashlark's, but I got it from Otto. And, you know, at the end of the day, after it came out and she kind of figured out that he had given it to me, I mean, he did call me. He wanted to like try to like say, like, can we just say this happened? And I was like, no, either deny it or fucking tell the truth, because at the end of the day, we're not going to lie to cover up a lie. That's crazy. So, but I let her know. I let Nikki know. That conversation was unsuccessful, and I won't have it here again either. But Nikki and Florida Man were on that call. I think OG, you were on that call?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody knows where I got it.
Oh, yeah.
So I was going to say one thing. If anybody in the chat asks for chats or asks for files or asks for anything other than like the direct doxing stuff that linked to you, I'm just going to mute you for the whole live.
I think somebody was asking about the Kiki file, because I think you had shown it at some point. It came up on a screenshot of
There
something.
wasn't nothing in there.
Yeah.
There was like a TikTok chat of like 2 or 3. It was like 8 seconds. There wasn't nothing good in there. I would have given it if it was.
So, just real quick, you got the shit from Otto.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously at some point in time it was sent to Shannon or Megan.
And then
It was sent to Megan. I sent it to Megan. Those messages, not her information, but those messages. And then she sent them to you, OG.
And do you feel that you owe Ash Lark and her daughter an apology?
Well, I already attempted to do so. We all know that on the phone call. I did try to have a one-on-one. Again, it was unsuccessful.
she's here now.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I am sorry that I sent that, and I will say that my intent was nothing to do with the daughter. The intent was about the money portion of it, and that was it. Now, I didn't realize it was going to be about the portion in the messages about the daughter. I sent it simply about the money with Nikki, but I mean, I probably never should have sent it to Megan. But again, well, I shouldn't have sent it to Megan. You're right. But at the end of the day, I did attempt to say sorry to her. That was not my intention to, blast her child or anything like that. It was simply about the money portion. Yeah, Broken Crayons, you weren't. I don't really know what you're talking about. I mean, a lot of these people are like, oh, you know, I have already given answers on who looked up Bubbles. Already gave all that information out. It wasn't.
And I sent that information when I was asked to ask Bougie. I sent that to the person that Bubbles had come get it.
And Florida Man has all of my messages with Leather and Lace on TikTok and in personal text messages. He has all my text messages with Shannon. He has all my messages with Megan. He has all of them with Moonbeam. He has all of them with OG. Who else? I don't remember. Rissa, Mallory, all of it.
A lot of
At the end of the day, like, and again, like, people's information was in my phone, yes. I'm not going to do a phone dump because, frankly, I think that's ridiculous, and I still don't understand why the fuck it happened in the first place with Stephanie. However...
Because she wanted to blame you.
That-
It put all of the bad look on you.
Right, because I think she thought at that time she was vindicated from the Muffin Man thing, because the Muffin Man got off the app, and she wanted to get back into all these groups again, but, I mean, she's not behaving any differently now than she was when she was with me, so all of the sob story and apology and, oh my God, you know, with Bougie made me do this, and I was so humbled, and all these things is bullshit.
So Bougie, did you see the phone dump?
No.
You didn't see
No.
it. So you don't know if all the messages are actually there.
I don't. And nothing was deleted from Shannon's messages. Florida Man, can you please explain those messages? Because with that Moonbeam saying that you fucking edited and why they were
Moonbeam's
regulated.
screaming right now.
Yeah, there's no editing because it is a video. It's a screen recorder. And I take screenshots from the screen recorder. I'm not going to put everybody's shit out there. I don't know where anybody got the idea that I was going to. I may have hinted to it to build hype like 20 times, but eventually y'all was like lost interest. And that's what you got to do sometimes, just lose interest because their conversations, even the ones between Leather and Lace and Bougie, it was just two frustrated women talking. And yeah, there was some insults thrown back and forth, but it's like Sandy down in the comments there, she doesn't need to know that Stephanie called her a bitch 6 months ago to make her mad. Private information had to go. And
I have to mute for just a minute because of my grandbaby, but I'm listening. I'm here.
yeah, and relevant information got used where it needed used, and it was what it was.
So, Florida Man, I know she's on mute right now, but I've seen a lot of people say the same thing. Like, can you give a list of everyone that you looked up? First of all, I need to clarify. Are you asking?
Looked up?
No. I think they meant Bougie. I need to ask, for the people asking it, like, are you asking who she personally looked up or who people, like, Rissa sent her, you know, quite a few?
Just anything.
No, I
Maybe
will not name.
Oh,
I won't name anybody that was looked up. I sent that information to them.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant.
oh, yes, you did.
When I asked before, as long as those people know.
As long as those people know. Now it's their choice if they want to go public with it.
Okay,
Other than that,
so the people
be like, well, I don't want nobody to know.
So the people
Go
that
ahead.
needed the information, they have received it. And
Yes.
because
For-
they are choosing
Hey,
not to speak up, there's still other people questioning it. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Well, to the people that have their addresses out there, it's not a show to them, and it's not a show to me either. So giving a list of like, hey, these, 8 people were looked up, and it puts those 8 people in an uncomfortable position for everybody else to Google at it and be like, oh, those are the people that got looked up. It puts them in an uncomfortable position. They have their info. They get to make their own choice whether they want to say it or whatever. I ain't saying nobody.
Okay, so I mean,
I wasn't going around passing along everything that was sent to me to people. That's the thing. Yes, Florida Man has it because he has all of my messages. And he asked me to not redact any, not to take anything out. He asked me not to even take out pictures I had sent of like my kids, my grandkids, and I didn't even do that.
So,
and everyone has been, it has been brought to their attention. Anything that discussed them or their personal information.
yeah,
Yep.
if you were put out there or if you were in one of those messages, Florida Man contacted you. Florida Man contacted you.
And if I happen to forget you, Just get at me, DM me. But Robert down Henhouse down in the chat, he was not from Bougie. He was from. I accidentally found his. So
Bougie, a lot of people keep asking this question too, and I know you just addressed the whole Bubbles thing, but they want to know why.
I mean, I do at least.
Her last name.
At some point, though, I do want to go over this whole court bullshit stalking thing, because I think that is one thing that I am not okay with, that people are very much misunderstanding and honestly, like, affected my real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nuts. So ask me questions, but at some point, Florida man, we'll get to that.
There was another question. Hold on, I seen it. Oh, did you look up, or why did you look up Miss Sunshine's info?
I didn't look up Miss Sunshine's info.
Did somebody?
Florida, can you check your text real quick, Florida man?
yeah, hold on.
Oh shit! I thought they were being friendly, but obviously not. I was like, oh, I want lunch, but nope.
So
My bad.
Not every comment has to be read. Miss Sunshine, I didn't find her info at all. Let me check. Let me see if that's one left.
Turtles, are you okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
You
good?
high?
Yeah.
I'm good. He's just swimming around over there.
You see me in the tank? My mom's basement.
In my mom's basement.
Basement of her trailer.
Miss Enabler, I thought she let him out of the basement.
The world will never know.
I just love going with everything that TikTok makes up.
Yep.
Okay, my question is, why do people feel comfortable sending info on dancing around best I can?
There's no Miss Sunshine info at all. And OG's text and Bougie's text with anybody.
Oh, you all could ask.
You know who looked up Miss Sunshine's info? Miss Sunshine.
I think some people.
Wasty Casey was looking up Sunshine shit at one point.
I mean, I'll tell you this, that there were people like Shannon and others that were like begging me for certain people's information, and I said no, period. I mean, OG's one of them. She asked me for something, I said no. Absolutely not. Tell them to ask
But
me.
let's be honest though, Bougie. I asked you how to get the fucking. It wasn't for someone's like private. It was public information.
No, I was saying like about the whole like what you asked me for somebody once. You were asking on behalf of somebody.
You guys want to know what I did yesterday?
Oh, got you. Yep.
What'd you say, Florida man?
Do you guys want to know what I did yesterday?
What?
Doxed the holy fuck out of Viking and Road Dogg.
Oh god. Wow.
Yeah, I got all this shit.
Oh, yeah.
And just for the record, me and Nikki are, we're cool. I mean, I call her a weak-kneed bitch now. And, which is funny because she used to always refer to me as a weak-kneed bitch. But I've had private conversations with a lot of people. And I think, there's been a lot of shit that's been said on this app about me. Like, I've been on here for 4 years and I've been involved in whatever the hell group. That's all bullshit. Like, I was not stalking anybody. I never went to anybody's fucking house. None of those things. And I think sometimes, again, like, everybody gets so pissed at me because I looked up somebody or I had somebody's information. But again, I've been watching my shit and my entire family shit on a fucking green screen and in lives and passed around in other lives for months, and everybody's kikiing up, haha, that's hilarious. And it's funny because when it comes to everybody else, it's a fucking problem. But not when it's like I'm always the exception to the rule, and it's frustrating.
I feel that.
I hear you.
It's because people get loud, people get offended, and people don't look at like their own behavior or what they've done. They don't see it. People see the app as something that's like not real. And then when it becomes real, they're like, oh, fuck, it's real. But then they treat it real, but then they don't care what they do to other people, but they care what gets done to them.
That was already answered. She answered that a long time ago. Florida man asked her to stay out of boxes for the time being.
What's up?
Things are very
Why
different
ghosting?
when it is just on the screen for you. When it is just a show.
So, I
It
told
was on the screen, but it was also being passed. I mean, this information was wild.
No, I know my information has been too. So that's what I mean. I get it. People.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
even directions
not
to my
like-
husband's
not like
fucking
yours, but-
military base. Like, what the fuck is wrong
Yeah.
with these people?
it's bad. Her kid, her husband's work.
There
her
were
house.
emails sent to my husband's
My mom's
command
house on here.
from a fake army officer named Petty. And it was crazy.
There were emails. It's wild. So a lot of stuff happened on the other side too, and that's the thing is I haven't said anything that's happened on the other side. You guys didn't know Petty sent emails to her husband's base pretending to be an officer.
We have receipts on that, right?
Yeah, my
Yeah,
husband has them.
I mean, because I know that's going to be
I don't
the
have.
obvious
I can't have the
question.
email. I cannot have the email. They wouldn't even give the email to my husband. But it was simply nobody will understand this unless you've been in the military. But it was essentially a PAC complaint, which is like a God, how do you explain it civilian wise? You know, like if you were being discriminated against or harassed at your workplace, you'd go to your equal opportunity officer or something like that. That's what was done. It was weird. And they were basically
Okay.
saying, oh, her husband's military ID is floating all over the internet. Well, that's because you fucking green screened it for fucking 30 minutes and live when me and Thinning Out Nonsense were live. So my husband was told, he asked for the email multiple times, but he's not allowed to have it because it came from an internal, like an email. So he's not even allowed to have it. But his sergeant major called him in and told him what was going on and asked him who the fuck he was. And he was like, there's some dude on the internet that's like suing me and my wife. And there was no, I mean, there was nothing done. Nothing could be done. And again, like the police report, the charges that were made February 7th, I think it's wild that there were hour-long conversations on here about, and people wanting my bank statements to prove that I wasn't in fucking Maryland, when in fact, that shit was 2 weeks after he had charged me. I found out about it when I got home from South Carolina.
To be fair, I was letting them hold the receipt that said it on it, but nobody was reading it.
Yeah, right.
When it was wild as shit that they picked that shit apart and completely, like an hour later, we still brought up the fact that, hey, this was 2 weeks ago. Like, and they still continued to pick the fucking date apart. Or the
And
time.
literally, the original charge that
The
he
bank
made-
statements is to see when credit cards were batched
Get
out.
the fuck out of here. If like I'm going to send my bank statements, I won't send those to fucking Florida, man. Hell no.
Remember, I mean, Moonbeam.
That whole night was fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I want to
could not
say,
fucking
though,
believe
that original charge, I fucking have it sitting right here in my folder, but that original charge he charged me with, he lied. And he went to a commissioner, which I guess in Maryland is like a, I don't know, like a magistrate or something, but they're not a judge. And he has a written statement. I have it. Fucking Florida man has it. Saying that on February 6th, I was served. So that would have been the day before he filed this. February 6th, I was served with a peace order from the Marietta Sheriff's Department, which, by the way, doesn't exist, at whatever the fuck time, which did not happen. Because, again, if you look at his February 20th live, oh, it got dismissed because she wouldn't answer the fucking door. She's friends with the sheriff and da-da-da. She wouldn't answer the door. She wouldn't answer the door for service. But you told the commission on February 6th I was served by whatever the fuck random sheriff's department you came up with. And that on that day, I showed his military records on my live, which I never did. I have never done it on purpose. But I received them that day. And when I went live that day, I showed the letter from the FOIA guy proving that I fucking had them. Because he just sent them to me that day. So that turned into a fucking probable cause of violating a peace order. Peace order was never even active. It was dismissed twice. So that was a lie, because on February 20th, he didn't tell the judge, oh, she was served. Here, I have proof of service by the Marietta Sheriff's Department. As a matter of fact, what was filed is exactly the opposite. He wouldn't pay the $50 from my sheriff's department to come and fucking serve me. Period.
So, what were those pictures that he was speaking on? Now, I mean, I only know limited. It's only what I've
You're talking
heard.
about, like, the stalking pictures?
Yes.
I don't fucking know. He claims that I
What-
came and took pictures of him taking his kid out of a car or some shit. It's weird as fuck. There's no way I could have done that. But he didn't claim that until well after I got off the app.
Is that the whole airplane ordeal?
No, because So, like, okay, let me explain this. Florian, what the fuck day was it? It was a couple of days after you went live, because it was after, or in a live where you admitted that you were talking to me. And at one point, Holly Mae was up there in the box saying, oh my God, all of us DV victims and our information's not safe and da-da-da-da. And he went live shortly after that and posted on Reddit this thing about being a stalked, abused man from somebody on the internet, and did a whole live about it. And I was like, what? But what he wasn't telling people, and he guided people to the court. He did say, Google it, Google Marilyn, Google her name. Yep, that's her name. He was guiding them to that charge. But the fucking charge was filed on February 7th, and it had nothing to do with me stalking him. He mentions none of that. He
And what
actually...
nobody was Petty. Petty looked at me and what I was going through, applied it to himself.
But he also took parts of when I was in South Carolina and I was live. I made mention of the fact that I was in a rental car, that I always rent an SUV that looks like an undercover cop car so I can drive by my daughter's abuser's house. And I made a comment about, I think I said on my way out of South Carolina, I was going to light this motherfucker's house on fire. The abuser, not Petty. So he took that in his live and said, oh, she showed up in an undercover cop car and took pictures of me taking my son out of the car, which is never was a picture shown, ever. And I will say that, like, January 19th, I received a cease and desist, the day that fucking TikTok went down, which was also the day that I was exposing him about the baby mama, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I did nothing with the cease and desist. He acts like it was an order, but he went on YouTube then a couple days later, because in his cease and desist, he demanded a fucking public apology within 24 hours. That wasn't happening, bro. So then he goes on YouTube live, because TikTok was down, talking about, oh, she violated the cease and desist. Because I didn't apologize in 24 hours, which it's not a violation of a cease and desist, because again, that's not an order, you dumbass. It's a fucking letter. And none of it made any sense any fucking way. So then he's like, yep, that's what you do. You go file a civil suit. And then if you win in civil suit, then you can file criminal charges. So, I mean, he told everybody what he was doing. The very next day, he filed the peace order and the lawsuit at the same time. The lawsuit against me and Mallory, and he included my husband, because my husband is the fucking breadwinner in this house, which is really ridiculous because, well, you can't sue him for defamation when he doesn't even fucking know you or ever spoken to you or on you or about you or even been on the app. So there's that. Mallory made a deal with him, negotiated with him, that if he dropped her off the lawsuit, that she would give him all this information about me. I don't know what the fuck she thinks she has. TikTok knows everything about me. TikTok knows more about me than I fucking know about myself, apparently. I didn't know I've been on probation. I didn't know that I'm a fucking kidnapper. I didn't know that I'm all these things. I mean, you guys are the ones telling me those things.
Oh shit! You're the.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm the alleged kidnapper, physically actually kidnapped children, and then miraculously was tried, convicted, sentenced, did my sentence, and expunged it all in like 4 years. Give me a fucking break. And the crazy thing about that
that's
is
how much I know you.
Well, that's what I was saying is Petty has had my record since April of 2024. Okay, all of it. Like, I sent the email to Scammy Claus at one point when he was like on his live saying, oh my God, she's on probation. She has a charge of attempt to kidnap. Like, what? Motherfucker, you knew that in April of 2024 before you had me in your live to talk about domestic violence. So don't start.
I need to
did
interrupt
call
and say
you a
something to
kidnapper.
the crowd.
Go ahead, Florida man.
So I know everybody wants the answers, but imagine being in her position where she was an entire platform versus her and everybody doing, and me included, because I was participating in it too. I was running around saying all that fuck shit. And I can admit when I'm wrong, and I've admitted I was wrong several times. Why do you all feel like, oh, I'm going to get mad and we don't want to hear about this stuff? maybe give her a chance to speak, because she hasn't been given a chance to speak about any of this for a long time. And imagine if you weren't able to speak about something that happened to you.
Well, and also I think that people need to understand that I know that none of you guys, some of you are not ever going to be satisfied with my answers, whether they're the truth or not, because there are some people on this app that are committed to finding a fucking problem with me and everything that I say to justify their feelings about me. So to me, that's why I told Flora, man, I'm not going on the app. I'm not talking to fucking nobody. I don't owe anybody shit. And I really don't owe anybody shit. Those people that I have had private conversations with and apologized to or whatever, like, yes, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to satisfy all of you. You're not going to get the answers you want because I can't give them to you, you know, and a lot of you will not be satisfied with my answers any fucking way. So
She did not
If
go to
it was,
lunch with baby mama. Let's
obviously not tonight, but in the near future, would you be willing to maybe do like one-on-ones for the person themselves, or
I would let her just go with that, go with the flow, see how this goes, see
yeah,
how the
it
next
depends,
goes.
to be honest. Like there are some people that I will not get in a box with, period. End of story. It's not happening.
I mean
don't care.
that is something I totally respect.
Honestly, like 90% of these people in the comments only know and are asking about things and alleging me of doing things because of what other people have said. You see what I'm saying? Like I
do. I understand that.
Let's be completely honest. There's times where it doesn't matter what you show, what you say.
Yeah,
People are
if
gonna
you have a
fucking believe what
question-
they want.
I mean, the thing is like people are like, oh my gosh, she's hurt all these people on this app. Like, what the fuck?
I agree with that.
What the fuck have I done to hurt people on this fucking app? I'm still waiting for that answer. Like, did I have people's information? Sure. I wasn't spreading it around fucking TikTok. None of that. I didn't take any money from anybody. Yeah, I've gone after Petty. I've literally tried to expose him for the shit that he fucking did. Which, again, I'm not the first, and I probably won't be the last. But what I think people don't understand is like, I keep hearing this like Bougie needs to apologize to all these people on this app she's hurt. Who?
So that's a good question. Like, what made you? Like, what happened to make it to where you started looking into Petty? And
Virgo, I did absolutely apologize for that because again, it was not intentional. You should have known at that time that was not intentional because you were in on the shit with all of us at that time. Okay.
I don't think why is a proper question to answer.
Wait, what?
huh?
I don't think why did she start looking into Petty is a proper question to answer at this point in time.
Yeah, no.
I thought I said what.
But I will
Why?
tell you
Curious
that
if
Petty went
something's
after me.
happened.
Petty fucking went after me, all right, for many, many months. Several, 6 or something. I had never said a word.
Gotcha. That's what I was wondering. I didn't know. I wasn't on that app, so I didn't know.
People should go all the way back on YouTube and go ahead and look, stemming all the way back from last April. And I want you to watch all those videos and tell me if you wouldn't have a fucking reaction to that shit, or you wouldn't be like, what the fuck?
And Petty.
this
have-
is
Wild ass
last
shit said
April.
about me.
I have a
I'm
question. So I heard 4 years ago you were in the pull-up crew.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that even is. I wasn't even on TikTok. I literally got on TikTok like 4 days before I was in Slots live and in her box. And that was it. Did nobody ever hear of me or know me before that? I'd like to see proof of that. That was made up by Moonflower and Stephanie's fucking live right after the whole phone dump bullshit.
Which I don't even know Moonflower and Bougie and I didn't know each other, so I don't know what the fuck this dog crew is either.
There's a good question in the chat.
And I don't do dog talk.
Lies. Why do you think Petty goes after people, or you in general? Like,
So I will say that what I have learned, because I've spoken to a lot of people that were involved with him way before I was on this app, right? And what I have learned is that, especially women that try to expose him, because there were women prior to me that did, and they went through the very same shit as me that I'm going through. And I think for a long time he's hid a lot of his stuff, and he's been able to manipulate and lie and get people to believe he's telling the truth with no fucking receipts 90% of the time. And it's wild because people believe everything that comes out of his mouth, but when I show receipts, they have a problem with it. So other people have done it. I think he has the thing about women that won't be quiet and won't sit down. I think he goes after people for stolen valor when they didn't have it, because he kind of does. I think he goes after people to break up groups. And I mean, honestly, if you really take a step back and you watch his lives and you're not emotionally involved in the cult of petty church or whatever, you will see that he spews shit out of his mouth and all of y'all believe it.
Yep.
And you spread it. And
I
then when
don't.
somebody shows receipts that that shit is not true, there's a fucking problem and an excuse and all the things. It's wild to
Well, no,
me.
the people are liars, and they made them receive.
Right, right. And I have videos that were sent to me from like 2022, 2023 of his own mods, ex-mods, calling him the fuck out for the same shit that I am. And it just, I realized, because I wasn't emotionally invested in Pastor Petty's cult or Petty, like none of that bullshit. I was in there to do domestic violence at one point. He saw me in Slots Box. A couple weeks later, he fucking voted me off the island, which I didn't even know was a fucking island, and I didn't give a fuck. But then proceeded to go and just ramble on some wild shit. I mean, wild, that he got from Calhoun through Cocktail Street Glide, whatever the fuck you want to call
Did
it.
you read Kelly Pack's comment?
Who?
Kelly.
I gotta say something.
Say and answer. Some are here to bait you only. Oh, I know, girl. I don't even look at the comments when I'm talking. It's weird.
So
But
I got to say something
Yeah.
to Moonbeam, who's streaming. Can you?
man, I thought I had her blocked. The fuck?
Yeah, she's streaming. Can you stop? Like, all you're doing is perpetuating the drama and the negativity. You
Yeah,
can
for
try
real.
to be popular if you want.
Because your message to
But
me
if
on
you-
March 24th says, "I love you, Bougie. I love you." That's what it fucking
I will put-
says. Same day that you shared that fucking receipt, girl. So don't act like that.
Can we see
Stay
that?
popular.
You threatened her.
Can we see
I,
that?
no,
stay
I,
popular.
bitch, I said you keep. I said Moonbeam, you fucking know. You have all the documents. I sent them to you when I got them. Why are you sitting here letting people lie? Get the fuck out of here, girl.
Can we see that? 'Cause she claimed you threatened her. She claimed the last time
You knew an
I
awful
threatened
lot
her
about
with the fucking with. I know what I did was I said you'll be in the same spot as Pastor Petty pretty soon. You don't stop this bullshit.
Well, Moonbeam
Well,
was all about drilling me for receipts yesterday for nothing she had nothing to do with.
Meanwhile, she was begging me for Monsters information. By the way, girl, don't play.
Yeah, so here's the thing, Moonbeam. When I was doing the whole argument over whatever and the court document thing came up, you got awfully knowledgeable about it when I said I got the documents from Moonbeam's text when you didn't know nothing about it before. So let's stop lying.
Can we
Let's
block
stop-
Virgo?
wait.
Because right now she's pissing me off with this bullshit, acting like she wasn't involved in this whole petty exposure bullshit to begin with, and now
Hold on.
running
No,
them off.
that-
It's pissing me the fuck off. Like,
It's
girl,
okay.
Hey, Bougie,
stop.
look at Wicked's comment.
Who?
So
Wicked. She said, "Can you answer why Rem's info was sent to you?" And please, no name.
Who's Rem? I don't have Rem's info. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oh, Bougie, I
I did
think
not-
Virgo was talking about Moonbeam, about the she flips and
Oh
flops.
God, my
with
bad.
her
Oh, I
own-
thought she was talking about me flipping.
Yeah,
and
no.
flopping.
No, that
My bad.
was about
Sorry.
Moonbeam. You're good.
Yeah,
You're
That's
good.
what I was
I
like-
wasn't watching your chat. I'm sorry. Sorry, Smashly. I'm sorry, Virgo. I'm sorry. Smash piece.
I wouldn't look
for real.
at that. But Moonbeam, stop. Stay popular. Don't perpetuate the drama.
And that's what it is. I will tell you that.
It's nice.
That's what I've noticed. People will fucking easily fucking flip-flop to the other side where the majority is, even though I've given everybody like Stephanie, Shannon, all these people opportunities to like not fuck with me, because I tell them you're going to get a lot of bullshit. I mean, you're just going to get it. Oh no, we believe in your truth and did it. It's all bullshit until they want to be on the majority. And I've always said I will walk alone on this journey. I don't give a fuck, because what's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. I don't need to be with the majority. But if that's what people want to do, go right ahead. But it's obvious that's what I mean, that to me, you look fake as fuck.
So you said Moonbeam had all the same information you had.
No, I did not say that.
no.
What?
I said about the paperwork with Petty, the charges and shit that she was allowing Kendra to green screen, claiming I had to be in court on April fucking 30th. That's tomorrow, by the way.
I will say one thing about Moonbeam. After reading through the text messages, Moonbeam was actually much worse than Bougie. Moonbeam was like pestering and like poking to do this, do that. And
I didn't
the
even
thing
know
is-
any of Regina's information or anything about her story until fucking Moonbeam sent it to me. All her YouTube videos. I had no idea. I don't know how the fuck she
I
knew
did
it.
see where Moonbeam demanded Bougie give her Monsters information.
And I don't have fucking Monsters information. I have a fucking article. That's literally it, dude. Like the same article that everybody else has been posting on this fucking internet. Like, the fuck?
And it was from Moonbeam, so.
Thank you, Trouble. I appreciate it. I am on edge. I do get a little bit on edge, and I wasn't reading the comments, and then I saw that one, and I was like, fucking fuck. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a conversation with Smash Lee. I've apologized, and I will continue to apologize to you for saying your name and that stuff. I will say that, again, I'm really not what people think that I am. I think Florida Man can probably attest to that. That I don't do well with confrontation, believe it or not. I don't, like, that's why you would see me drop when 97 people would come up and start fucking yelling at me. I know how people are in boxes with people they don't like, and so I don't put, excuse me, let me drink my water, especially. I don't put myself in situations that I'm going to get attacked, because frankly, if it's not going to be productive, there's no point. But I will say that I've really sat quiet, and until I linked up with Stephanie, I became out of pocket and very out of character. That's not generally who I am. I think that at that point, she incited me to be kind of catty. I'm not saying she made me, but I'm saying you can see in her messages and stuff, she'd be like, go live. Oh my God, fuck this bitch. Come live, all the things. And I kind of fed off of her, right? But I'm not like that. But I have sat back for months and months and months and been literally fucking body shamed. I've watched people literally just fucking dog on me and say things to be fact. Like, there was a whole live, Florida Man, probably all of you guys were in, it was simply a bash me session. And it was like, hide your children. She's a kidnapper, all the things. And I'm just like, off of a fucking Google article, like, what the fuck? Like, it was crazy to me. And so imagine, being in my position where, like, I'm having to hear all of these things being said. Everything is fucking blamed on me. It doesn't matter what it is. Memes are made. Just defaming me. Accounts are being made with my fucking parents' information or pictures of me, like, literally zoomed into my fucking, my cootie coo area, like, with the most foul of fucking account names. It's wild, right? And so at some point I have acted out of pocket, because I'm frustrated. I'm tired. I feel like, again, like I told Florida Man, I have nothing to lose at this point, really. Like, I wasn't intending on ever coming back and speaking on this fucking app, but I think I have realized that there are people on this app that are just committed to they're not listening to understand. They don't give a fuck what you say. They're going to continue with their bullshit and make up whatever they want, which was proven by Rivka. Literally said in a box that I admitted to recording her with Stephanie tell her trafficking story because I lied to her and told her I had a nonprofit. What the fuck are you talking about? And then when confronted by Florida Man, it was a different story. Just blatant bullshit. I never ever looked up Petty's corn that was sent to me by Hair Junk.
Question.
Depending on what it is, girl.
Who sent that to you?
I'm sorry?
Who sent that to you?
That was Hair Junkie. So he had gone into Petty's live that day and said that I had sent him and Blue all of those corn pictures. So I went and screen recorded my entire text message thread with Hair Junkie, and to prove that, in fact, he was sending them to me. And I was like, don't fucking send me any more of those. And I was like, how the fuck did you find those? And
wait, Hair Junkie is the wiener watcher.
Yeah.
And the wiener looker upper.
Yes.
So I was like, an actual floor man started jumping my ass. And I'm like, dude, I'm not like, and on the same day, Rivka told everybody in Petty's live that we had got memberships to her OF and were playing her like membership videos from OF on fucking TikTok, and we weren't. It was a TikTok video that she had on her profile. The fuck?
So speaking of Stephanie, she claims, remember the phone call that
I don't give a fuck what she claims.
No,
period.
I
Here's my
do,
answer.
because she's claiming that I made a vile threat.
Oh, yes,
being
no.
on the call.
That was the last time I was on the app, was in that live. And honestly, I was sitting there like, I think you had me blocked or I had you blocked, one of the two. Because I was like, what the fuck is she talking about? This is crazy. Because
That's what I'm asking you. On that call,
Dude,
did I ever
on that
actually
call,
threaten
there was
Gina?
never a threat made. Fuck no, there was never. As a matter of fact, Stephanie was saying to OG, and she's texting me during this fucking conversation. So when you heard her say, oh, the list, and I think it was Wicked, Smashly, I can't remember the other one, somebody else, or Petty, it was something like that. that there was no list. No, it wasn't list. There was no list.
Wasn't list.
She was naming the fucking people that were given to me by this account called Ms. is a Cheater that was telling me OG wanted to have a conversation with me. And they were like, she's got all this information on Petty's mods. And I think it was Smashly. God, it was who the fuck was it, Florida Man? Smashly, Queen Witch, and I can't remember the fucking other one. Kendra. It was Kendra. It was Kendra.
Yeah.
And so when we're on the phone and she played the recording, you can hear me say, okay, I don't really give a fuck about half this Gina shit. Let's just get to the bottom of, and then I named the ones that were in the account. As we're on the phone, she's texting me, Stephanie is, fuck all this, ask her about Smash. Let's da-da-da-da. And I was like, let's just hear her out, right? No threats were made, zero, zip, zilch, none. But she was telling OG during the call and even after that she would give her a platform to speak her truth and fuck all these people and all the things. Yep. So no, she didn't get off the call and immediately contact TV producer because it was just so vile what she said. Absolutely not. I was actually telling Stephanie to not give her a platform. Fuck that bullshit. Whatever. I mean, that was what I was. So that was a lie. She's fucking lying.
Again, the same call where she was like, I'm so sorry this has been done to you. Mm-hmm. But truth be told, Gina actually has been the one that has lied and scammed.
That is true. And everything TV producer is saying is literal garbage.
Let's not swing it into that, though.
Sorry, my bad.
No,
Wait,
no.
we were just talking about wieners.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
Gina,
I need a list of wiener looker-uppers.
Okay, so, Miss Enabler, I will tell you, I have been married it'll be 20 years in July. Okay. So this girl, and TMI, but I'm also perimenopausal, so I don't give a fuck about wieners. Anybody's. None of them. So I'm not a wiener. Please take me off the list.
Hot dog real bad.
Yeah, but I need the list.
Adam's here. Adam is here. Can we bring Adam up at some point, Florida Man? Because he just came in, and I would really...
Yeah.
You want to request and come up, yeah?
Yep.
Adam, can you request a box, sir?
I mean, you're requesting this whole time.
But his name.
That is sending out nonsense, correct.
I have to say, I've never, actually talked to him other than your live. The very first time I ever came across you with that bullshit. And I think that dude is very...
Oh, sorry.
You can't come up.
Yeah, so he actually started out a long time ago helping Petty rebuild his platform after Petty was in jail and was off the app. And it was then he kind of noticed that he didn't really like the way things were going and how he was treating people and all of that. So I had been watching him, and I had been in contact with Samantha and Virgo and I think Gatya at that time. But there came a point that, and he was in contact with them. He was cool with them. But he actually vetted me through Samantha and Virgo to make sure that I wasn't some weirdo. And he has been on the Google Drive and has seen everything. And even when I'm acting out of pocket, like I did on several lives with Stephanie, he would confront me privately and be like, girl, what the fuck? But he's always supported me. He's always supported my intentions. He knows that the things that I'm saying are not bullshit. He's seen everything. And I mean, he's been a really good support system to me. And actually, I had him and Florida Man want to have a conversation with them, and they did. And he did. He was a little weary about Florida Man, but now he totally appreciates what Florida Man has done and his intention behind it. I didn't expect Florida Man to be such a human being. I actually expected him to be a fucking douche, but he's actually a legit dude. I'm not gonna lie.
It's crazy when you find that out the first time.
You know what's crazy is I actually was in tears on the phone with him at some point during that 8-hour call. And I was like, I can't fucking believe I'm crying to goddamn Florida Man. Fuck. But, I mean, he's apologized to me too. Again, we all fall into that thing of we want to go with the majority, right? Because, well, if not, then we're called out or blocked or whatever. In my case, it's it don't matter. Even if the facts are there or I'm telling the truth, I'm still lying and I'm still a piece of shit and I'm still, a felon and I'm still all these fucking weird ass things. There's
always going to be those people.
It's wild.
I mean, at a certain point you have to.
And I appreciated the fact that he was being objective. Obviously we had no trust in each other at that point, but I think he was, God, I don't want to speak for you, Florida Man, but I think that he absolutely has been objective, and he at least took the time to hear me out. Believe it or not, he did. And I was like, again, if he would have asked me a month ago, I'd been like, go fuck yourself, bro. Yeah, no. But it just came at the right time. And I appreciated that he was hearing things on the app and not even talking to me, knew that there's absolutely fucking no way I was guilty of all that bullshit. And no, I didn't give fucking Florida Man Shannon's phone number, so she can stop telling Viking that bullshit. That's wild.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Fucking Viking, Jesus Christ.
I'll play the phone call where she called me the initial time, and I'm fucking with her hard. She actually went live, and she was like, "I called you and bitched you out on this live," and I'm like, "What?" You asked me if she wanted to video chat you, and I said, "I don't want to pay to look at you." It's a funny phone call, but with Bougie, no, I didn't trust her. But I'm able to set my feelings aside and be like, "Okay, you're a new person. Let me hear what you got to say." All you got to do is forget who they are and forget those feelings, and then you kind of get to re-know people. I don't know if that made sense, but that's kind of how I do it.
Everything he's asked for, I've given. I've not even redacted shit. I figured if we're being transparent and honest, there we go. And so, I mean, again, like I'm really not what a lot of people think. And it's just really, I think, because, and I think it's crazy because people always come at me and they always are on this app talking about receipts, but yet I really want people to sit back and go back and watch some of these people's lives and hear what they say. And then ask yourselves, where the fuck are the receipts for such crazy ass allegations? It's wild to me. If I got on here and said somebody stalked me and took a picture of me and my kid, you guys would be demanding a receipt before you would believe me. And even if I showed it, you'd probably make up some bullshit. So why is it okay on the other side? It's weird to me. It's weird. But I also think that, I mean, imagine being in my situation where people are literally making up these accounts, doing all these pictures, body shaming the fuck out of me, making up all these wild allegations. My address is being posted in everybody's fucking comments. You know, my names are on accounts. Like, there comes a point where I think people are like, you just get to the point where you're like, fuck all of you. Really. Like, yeah.
Do what I do.
X.
Well, you always say that.
I know.
I'm still a dude and I'm still a girl and we're just made differently.
It used to bother me a little bit, a tiny bit.
I mean, I wish I could be sociopathic. No, I'm totally kidding.
After you defend Lisa Richards, nothing will ever offend you ever again until Skittles comes along. Then after you go through that, nothing will ever offend you again.
Because when we first talked, when he brought up Lisa Richards, I was like, God, I wish people would leave her the fuck alone, because if they're going to do anything, bring awareness to addiction. Okay, because this is addict behavior. This is not Lisa. It's the addict.
Back fucking with her too.
We both agreed, and it was crazy. Oh, you're fine, Adam. I know you're all over the place, and you have
Fucking still people still streaming Lisa.
It's wild to me. Yeah.
Fucking
It's gross.
ridiculous.
And people are all over here about their DV stories, but yet nobody fucking cares about my kids' DV story. None of y'all. I mean, even when I went to go get her, people had a problem with the fact that I was fucking showing them on my live. I mean, honestly, really?
I want to watch this live.
It was never like, hey, I'm so glad she finally rescued her daughter after a fucking year and a half. None of that, right? Go ahead, Foreman.
No, you're good. Keep on.
No, you too.
It's just bias. That's all. People don't like good things. Honestly, they want the negativity, and that's why Moonbeam's earlier, at least, because I haven't checked again. Moonbeam, you better be being nice over there.
She's not. She's running her fucking mouth like she does.
Moonbeam, stop.
I was shocked by her. I really was. Like, I was really shocked by her. OG knows that I was very upset. Whenever she flip-flopped or whatever the fuck, because she was believing what people were coming in and telling her. And she's known me the longest on this app. Literally.
Moonbeam's problem is she says and does what she believes the people around her want her to do, so she fits in. She doesn't know how to be herself, and it's such a freeing thing to be able to be yourself and be like, you guys are going to accept me for who I am, or I'm going to find people that will.
And I felt like she was herself up until all these people were like, see, you've been tricked by Bougie. Oh my God, Bougie got you. Oh my God, Bougie, 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 Bougie. And again, it was like all the people that had gone hard at me. And I mean, never once did, she knows. She abso-fucking-lutely knows that the things that people say are fucking not true. She knows it. The whole petty charges thing, she had them because when I got home from South Carolina and I saw that shit in his handwriting, I was like, what in the whole actual fuck? And I sent pictures of it to fucking Moonbeam. And I was like, can you fucking believe this shit? So why she's on an app letting people fucking green screen some bullshit that she knows is not true while she's acting like she doesn't know is wild to me. Wild. Because she has been with me, like I've known her the longest on this app since January of 2024 when she put my fucking phone number in Slot's chat.
You would think.
And also, a lot of this is derived by all those haters of me from Slot because I went after Slot the first minute I got on this app. And so a lot of these people are just continuing the drama and bullshit because Petty and Slot were together at one point and they've all rode for both of them.
Nosy Neighbors, yeah. Do you think that was a fight I wanted to fight while everybody was just relentlessly being like, you talk to Bougie, go fuck yourself? No. I don't care who anybody is. I struggle with Bougie's first name.
What?
Yeah, I forgot it. Or
What? I'm
yeah,
thinking,
Nosy Neighbor. I thought you got it all redacted. Yeah, I told you I got it all redacted, but no, fuck, it's screen recording. And I really don't care who anyone is. I don't call anybody by their first name. Never have, unless your first name is your username.
I do have to say I've sat here for a while with the Smash thing, and you can ask Florida Man. I have felt her pain, and as much as she hates me, I have totally felt where she's coming from, and it's horrible to watch. It's horrible to watch somebody go through the same things that I am, and you just want to sit here and like support her, or like, I get what you're going through, girl, but obviously I couldn't. But I mean, it's horrible to see how quick people will believe one thing or think one thing and then completely go to another side and just bash the fuck out of folks. And it's hard to watch, to be honest with you. It's equally, if not more, hard to go through, really. And I don't think a lot of people can. So a lot of the women before me that went after Petty, that were exposing him on Reddit and whatnot, I mean, he silenced them by filing false TPOs, going to their city and filing false police reports, going on Reddit and doxing all of their motherfucking information.
He puts
It's
so
wild.
much information on Reddit.
Yeah, well, you should see the shit that he fucking posted on Reddit before.
Well, I've seen when that's where I started on Reddit. I know what he's put on there.
Yeah, and the girl that had the Reddit page
Well, I
was
got-
actually his mistress's best friend, and she was exposing him, right? And he had her banned from Reddit and then took over the page and deleted fucking everything. Unfortunately, the people that posted on there have all sent it to me, so I mean,
Hey, Bougie.
it's yeah.
Can I ask you a question about Miss Unknown?
Sure.
Okay, so I don't know what happened. I've heard things. Can you kind of lay that out?
Yeah, I will lay it out.
Okay.
So, Miss Unknown hosted that live bash session about me. The whole live with my, the Google article and the green screen, just going off all this wild ass shit. Whenever she was in Holly Mae's live at one point, Stephanie had screen recorded the live, and she'd sent me a clip of it the next day and was like, listen to this. What does this say? And I told her what I thought it said, which was exactly what she thought that it said. So I made a video, and in the video, which I think it's now been privated, but in the video, I also clipped a portion of Whitney Houston's interview with Diana Sawyer, and where she says something crack is whack, right? And in my quotes to Stephanie, I said, F you niggas, crack is whack, quote, end quote. And now she turned that into I'm being racist. I never made a meme about Unknown. That was not me. I made the video. The meme was never in that. That was not me. That's it. My problem with her was the fact that she held this whole bash session about me, literally announced it in Petty's live, and it was all bullshit. And I mean, it to me was crazy. But outside of that, there was no issue. I did come on here and I said that I don't care who you are, 99% of you are in your car, if you're my age, listening to Tupac, Snoop Dogg, and Biggie Smalls, and I doubt any of you guys close your mouth when that word comes out. I am not fucking racist, okay? I don't generally use that term, right? My kids will call me that. My son-in-law, who is African American, calls me that.
So, but wait.
But it's not, but I'm not racist, and that was taken completely out of context in Stephanie's phone dump.
So you didn't call Miss Unknown?
No, I didn't call her that. It was a quote to what Whitney Houston had said in her interview.
I wouldn't have said it.
Yeah,
I said it in a chat, in a private text to Stephanie.
we're saying like right now. You like re-saying it. That's what we're saying.
Well, I mean, you asked me what I fucking said. I'm telling you what the fuck I said. So sorry. Again, you guys ask me questions. I'm assuming you guys want full transparency. So that's
Okay, everybody in the chat, stop using everything to attack somebody. You asked her what she said. She said it. She's being honest. She's taking accountability. Sure.
Again, I don't run around here saying it. It was in quotations in my text, private text with fucking Stephanie.
And you did not call Miss.
And I didn't call her that. No. I did not call her that. Absolutely not. No. And I privated the video a long fucking time ago. But what Stephanie's not telling you guys is that in our conversations on the phone, how many times I had to tell her and her husband to stop using it with the hard R because it's disrespectful and it's inappropriate. But apparently it's acceptable in Texas. I don't know.
So here's the trick. Here's why it looked like it was what it was. Because the screenshots were sent next to each other. So it was like the unknown meme and then that one. But if in the text themselves, they're decently far apart. They're not one screenshot away. They're like 5, 6 away. So there's possibly some deleted text in between there. I haven't had much time to put the text
I didn't troll her in the chat about it. I did not troll her in the chat. I don't go to Miss Unknown's live. So please don't assume that I trolled her in the chat about it when it wasn't fucking me. Because I want people to also know that 90% of these troll accounts apparently are me. Everybody will say these accounts are me. It doesn't fucking matter. If you disagree with somebody, that's bougie. It's wild.
Better you than me, because I went through that phase.
I don't use the word regularly, but I'm telling you what I said in the quotations as a quote from what was said. So I don't know why we're going to, Jesus fucking criminy.
Exactly. We addressed it, moved on. Then you know what? Think what you want to think. It is what it is. If you're going to be negative.
And I would say right now that my grandchildren are biracial, right? And my son-in-laws are clearly African-American. And we've had these discussions. Okay, I don't run around here saying it. They use it to me as a term. They're young. It's part of the fucking generation. But if I say that, then people will be like, oh, you're tokenizing your fucking grand. No, but I'm just saying I'm cognizant of the fact that word is disrespectful. I'm also clearly white, and I know that I cannot use that term. I put it in quotations because it was a quote. Okay?
Context matters.
Literally,
it does matter. Like, if you just run around using it and saying, well, context matters, no. She is explaining the whole thing.
So you don't have a
tokenizing them.
problem.
Stop tokenizing them. Oh my God, stop tokenizing. You don't ever hear me talk about them. The fuck?
So, but you don't have a problem with Miss Unknown.
Yeah.
I do not have a problem with her, and I've actually tried to have conversations with her a little bit, like in your lives or whatever. And I think I was obviously very, very upset at the fact that I don't even know this woman, and because as a result of Petty doing a live about how I was making up bullshit about him, they proceeded to do a live about me, which was announced, and it was like, we don't want any demure here. Come be as catty as you want. And there was some vile shit said, even by Florida Man in that fucking live. And I just thought that was wild as fuck.
Yeah, because Miss Unknown is really cool.
That's where we differ.
I'm not bringing anybody else in the box.
You say vile, I say funny.
You said,
we can agree to disagree.
No.
They're funny.
Well, I mean, when people are literally saying, oh no, there's proof she physically kidnapped a fucking child, by the way, the charge says attempt to abduct, meaning it was an attempt. That didn't mean I did it. However, that whole thing had been explained and shown to Petty back in 2024 and with Slot. Everybody fucking knew that. Even Holly Mae knew that. But a lot of these people just don't want to fucking say it. It's weird.
So I was a little methy, and I was just like hopping around, being like, "Hide your kids, everybody."
You literally said no. There's proof. She physically kidnapped the kid. Like, what the fuck?
I was a little messy. What the fuck? So
I was. It was the end of December. I was a little methy.
Are you being for real right now?
Bougie, that meme that Stephanie was blaming you for.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Didn't Stephanie ask for Mittens to make that meme?
Hey, yeah, Stephanie asked for. No, wait, Muffin Man.
No, she asked for a meme of Muffin Man
Right.
that ultimately apparently ended up on some fucking account with Muffin Man's children that I did not know of.
But Stephanie asked for them, not you.
Yeah, Stephanie. Yeah. She actually, if you look at the messages, she says, "I want this head on this body."
Hold on a second. Do you mind, Bougie, if Miss
I'm
Unknown came up?
a little scared of her, to be honest with you.
Miss
If she
Unknown
gets-
is actually super.
You know what? I'm
No, I know
just-
she's nice. I know she'd be nice, but I'm a little scared.
Miss Unknown is fucking.
If she gets
Fantastic.
too loud, I'll drop her, but I don't think she will.
If you guys can just talk this out,
I
please.
actually find her hilarious, to be honest.
Miss Unknown is kick ass, and no, I don't care who you are. We're not dropping Miss Unknown because we're not.
Well, if it gets carried away, then she can come back up.
I do believe that Miss Unknown is very respectful
Good.
and can
Very good.
control her emotions. But
Oh yeah.
Well, here we are. Hi, Miss Unknown. Hi.
So
Hi.
I'm listening in on the other live, and I really been keeping my 2 cents to myself. I really haven't been putting no input in on nothing. I've been staying in my lane. You did call me a nigga, and then you double down on it right here and said it again. And
I did
then
not.
right there, you did. You
I
said it
did not.
again.
No, I did not. No, I
Just
did
sat
not.
in here and said it. You repeated what you said,
I repeated the quote that was in Stephanie's text
but you
messages.
said it
But it
though.
wasn't
And then,
about you. If you
Yes,
read
it
the
was.
messages,
Hold
it was,
on.
no,
Hey,
I'm
listen.
telling you, it was not about you.
I got the
on.
messages, Florida man. Hold on. I got the messages, and you said about the nigga, and then you said you wanted the meme with a rack pipe in my mouth, and the meme was
I
a
said,
supposedly
where
a picture
is the
of
rat
me
pipe in her mouth?
with a rack pipe,
Can I-
but it was about
can I
me,
see
bougie,
that?
and you lied.
who has the
I'm gonna send you
messages?
a.
Can I
so-
see it? I just
Florida has a
would
completely
really like
unredacted
some
version of the
context.
message. He has the unredacted
I
version.
am going to screen record.
Can you get that?
Of
Can
course.
you let me go find
Yeah.
that message?
And I can send.
I got-
and I can send it to you on Instagram. I'm going to screen record it though, so that way you can actually see how far away it is.
It's not it. She was speaking on me. She said it clearly because they were talking about my live and what was going on in the live. It was context to what she was saying.
Context to that
She
was that I was
referenced my
quoting,
li-
the
Hold on,
context to
she
it is that I
referenced-
was quoting Whitney Houston from her interview when she said that. That is the fucking context. Period. I made a video.
You said
ma'am, can you
we
please
was
let me
having a
finish?
live,
It was
and
not
you said
about
the N-word
you.
to me, and then you proceeded to say you wanted a meme of me with a CARCK pipe in my mouth. You sent it to Mittens and told her to send it over to you. That was about me. Why are you saying that it was about anybody else? It was about me. It was
I
specifically.
did not call you that word. It's in quotations, and I was quoting the fucking.
Can somebody, can my folks send me that into my DM right now? Because I got it.
Rosa Parks, and I did not.
You called me Rosetta. What'd you say it was? You
Rosetta
switched it
Stone,
and said
because
Rosetta
I can't
Stone.
understand you when you talk, girl.
Yeah.
That's what I was
I know,
saying.
just like how y'all sat over there and berated me, told me I needed translators and how I was uneducated.
Ma'am, I
and
didn't
so
say
on
you're
and so
uneducated. I
forth. So
simply
yeah,
said I couldn't understand you, and I needed a Rosetta Stone. That's like a translator. That's
yeah,
it.
come on, y'all said Rosetta Stone.
thing we're
and
not
Girl,
Rosetta
you were
Stone.
holding a whole fucking live about me telling people to hide their goddamn kids when I never fucking
Now
kidnapped
say
no
it
goddamn
again,
kids.
and I'll say it again.
And that's wrong. You're wrong for that.
Okay, and you was wrong for calling me a nigga, and
I
then
didn't
you just
call you
doubled
that.
down on it in her and said it again.
I repeated the quote that was in the text.
That's disrespectful though. You could have.
I didn't call anybody
Could have
that.
muted the word out and said "in." You said "nigga." You said it. That
Again,
was
like I just said,
disrespectful, and nobody corrected you, and then people saying like I'm wrong because I'm saying something.
because they
Like
asked me to
really?
repeat what I said.
Why
That's
would
what-
you repeat the nigga though?
I'm not.
Why would you repeat saying
Because,
nigga?
yeah.
Like, come on now.
Again, she asked for
And then
full
you sitting over
transparency.
here acting
I'm
like
not
that
gonna-
you're
I'm not gonna
innocent.
be- if you want to ask me a question, I will answer you. But what I will not do is you keep running and going with all these questions and an answer and not let me not answer it. That's
Gotta
crazy.
put it. So, conversation will get better places.
If I was calling her that, it would have been in every reference to her in my messages, and it's not. It was literally about the fucking interview. That's it.
I'm going to speak up on this because there is no way in hell, whether it be a quote or not, that I would ever repeat that word, whether it's with an A or an ER. No, not even in a quote, not in a song. No, we don't do that. We don't. It's very, very disrespectful. And I love me some Miss Unknown, and I can understand every fucking word she says. So
When I first came across her, I could not really understand her.
I know, but
That's
that's
so. But what I'm also saying is, it's been said that I called her Rosa Parks, which would be a racially fucked up thing to say, right? And that's not what I said. Period.
I know, but also saying
I'm not
Rosetta
a
Stone
racist
is
person at all.
also with like a dialect, like you. No. I love me some Miss Unknown, and no one can
Know her.
change my mind on that.
Communicated
So
with
I'm
her.
always
I
going to
have
have her
not.
back on that, and that's it.
I'm gonna chime in there. The Rosetta Stone thing, I don't know about that. It's one of those gray area things, just like I told Queenie about when she used the term slut.
That's what I'm telling you, Florida man. We had several lives where they had lives daily speaking on me, Rosetta Stone, Rosa Parks, saying how I needed a translator,
said
saying how I was uneducated, saying I got all of the screenshots.
someone
We had
did say-
lives about all of this.
Someone did say
I will
Rosa
say
Parks.
this though, that live was created by you. That live was specifically to bash me, and you said a lot of things that were not true about me, and it was a result of you guys trying to take up for Petty. So
It was
that-
bad.
I mean,
Guess what?
you
It was
guys
both
expected I
sided.
wasn't gonna
It was
fucking
both
react to
sided,
that.
babe.
I wasn't gonna react to that. You guys
I
were
think
the
I-
whole
Wrong way
live
to
That's a lie,
specifically to
Bougie.
bash us.
Bougie.
I have
That's
said-
a lie.
Hold on.
That's a lie,
I was-
Bougie.
No,
I was
it is
there.
not a lie. It is exactly the truth. You held
That's
a
a
lie,
lie.
announced it in Petty's
I was
live
there.
about a bash session. You had my fucking Google article on your green screen, told everybody to hide their fucking kids. There's somebody on the
Okay, so I was there.
I'll hop down, Florida man, because like you heard me
Miss-
because
Miss
I know
Unknown,
what was
no.
going on and I was there. How you gonna tell me what happened when we was there? They they said some
Please say,
shit.
Miss
We
Unknown.
said some shit.
I know.
It was
I'm
back and
saying-
forth, Florida man. You weren't there. You can't do that now. Like come on,
Miss
man, we
Unknown,
gotta
please
play-
stay.
Right is
Please
right
stay.
and wrong is wrong, and that's wrong. You murdered me because she up here fucking lying. But I'm
I
gonna drop
did it.
down, and I appreciate you and Abel. I love you down, but I'm not finna sit up here with a bitch that's lying and not taking accountability for the shit she did.
Unknown, hold on
Well,
one second.
that's where we're getting
So
at.
I was in that live.
Starting at the very beginning. The very beginning.
At the end of the day, it was back and forth banter. It ain't know who was wrong and who was right. Both sides was saying shit. That didn't give them the fucking warranty to be calling me niggas and crackheads and all that other extra shit. And I did say hide your fucking kids, I did. But that don't mean that y'all can sit over there and say shit and think we not gonna say shit back. You came at Holly, y'all came at Retina, y'all came at Monster. You trying to act like you innocent. Bitch, you're not innocent. And Florida man, I'm so disappointed right now, brother. Cause you know I fuck with you 100. But you don't know the whole story and you letting this bitch give you crumbs. And that's where the fucking, that's where it go wrong at. I am so sorry
there.
that this
I
bitch
was
up
there.
here lying and not taking accountability because she ain't said that she did shit since she been up here. She done blamed
Listen.
everybody else. And Abel, I love you. I'm hopping down. Thank you,
I love you
Turtle.
too.
Wait, Miss Unknown.
If I get past, it was at the beginning.
Unknown, I told you. I was in Unknown.
I really wish
On
she
that.
didn't drop. I
Well, I was there
I need to
during
make
Petty's
this
loss.
clear. No matter what is said, I'm going to use me as an example. No matter what is fucking said about me, I'm not going to come at anyone with any kind of racist remarks. I'm not. Okay, you don't do that.
I did not come at her with a racist remark. Period. What Shannon and Megan said about edging and all that, that was them. I did not call her that. The context of my text is not being understood. I just said that's not a word that I use all the time. I should not have said it. I repeated it in this live.
You did say it, and I didn't. I don't approve of that at all. I do love me some Miss Unknown.
But I wasn't saying it about her, is what I'm saying. That was not directed to her at all.
It shouldn't have been said at all. It shouldn't have been said at all.
And I said that. It should not have been said. Absolutely. And again, nobody would fucking know that.
It is so much easier
private
to
text weren't listed.
listen, Bougie, please. It is so much easier to take accountability and apologize and educate yourself moving forward rather than being in like a defensive mode. I'm saying that respectfully as possible.
I mean, listen, I privated that video a long time ago, right? I privated it a long fucking time ago. And I agree. Like, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I will not take accountability for things that I did not do. And I did not say that about her. I know what the fuck I said. I know that it's not something that needs to be
but
said.
someone did say
I
something about
understood that
Rosa
it's wrong.
Parks. Is that what I'm?
No,
OG, is that true?
Yeah.
I made the comment about Rosetta Stone because
No, I
I
don't-
could not understand her when I first started listening to her at all.
I can't say it was Bougie that said it, but
It
somebody
was absolutely not me. No, it was not fucking me.
I know, but if somebody said that, like at that moment, something should have been said, and tell them
called
that
Shannon
that-
and Megan both out when they were going on and on about that shit, whether it was about Miss Unknown or whether it was about that other chick, Hood something or other. Listen, I did that privately. I didn't do it in a live, but I also did not put myself.
I know,
in
but
those
you
lives and
like
go doing that.
when it's said on the live,
hold
you have
on,
to
hold
make
on.
it-
OG,
I'm
you
not gonna-
just
I'm not gonna
said
sit
that
up here
she
with
didn't
this.
say
I'm
it,
not gonna do
OG.
this.
Okay.
I didn't say
OG, you just said she said it in that message. When Leather and Lace did that phone dump, OG, it was in there, OG. So don't say, come on, y'all. Like, come on. I'm not making this up.
Unknown.
I
You
know
said
what was
about the
said to
Rosa
me,
Parks.
and I know what
You
context
asked
it was
about
said.
the Rosa
I
Parks.
even went far enough to say she wanted a
Oh my
meme
God.
made about me with a crack
Oh my
pipe
God.
in my mouth.
She asked about the Rosa Parks comment, not about anything else. I said I did not call you Rosa Parks.
Listen, obviously,
Hold on a
in
minute,
that
I'm gonna drop
voice
in a
clip
minute
that they
because
said
again,
about Miss Unknown, it
is
wasn't a
not gonna work.
fucking crack pipe. It was like a credit card. And I'm so
And hey,
fucking
love,
sick of
don't clear it up for
people
them.
fucking dragging Miss Unknown for that.
All
Don't
right,
even
so-
clear it up for
Fuck,
them because
I am
they,
so sick of this.
yeah,
So
they taking it
Can I-
and they running with it.
Unknown. I
And-
wasn't there for the phone dump, so I didn't see what was what there. I brought you up in the live tonight because I know that the situation it's been an issue for you that it's not been spoke on and dealt with. And I asked Bougie, I brought you up because I asked Bougie about the things that were said. Now, I wasn't
Yes,
around for
because you
all
was
of
off
it.
the app. You was off the app, OG. I don't know if
Right.
you see. I don't know if you was around for those live. They had several. Like, it was all of them from Bougie, Shannon, Megan, Andy, Sweetbriar Creek. Everybody that sat over there, they had live. We had lives about them, but OG, they had lives about us. And don't you know, every live they had about us, I was the main topic. Every lady over there talked about how I talk. They talked about how uneducated I was. They said that I needed hair glue to pin my edges down. They told me something about some fried chicken, the Rosetta Parks, the Rosa Parks. It was on and on and on and on and on. So for people that wasn't there and the people that was there, know that it happened. I'm not making this up. And then for her to call me a nigga and then double down on it in this live, that is wild.
And see, I said, and I kept trying to say, but I kept getting overtalked. And then I put in the comments because somebody must have heard me say it. I said, yes, somebody did say something about Rosa Parks. I don't know if it was Bougie, but I was in your live. That's when I reactivated and came in your live, Miss Unknown, that night and got up in a box with you.
Was
I
that
know
what you
y'all-
said?
Go ahead, Abel. You breaking up, boo.
Live. Should have
You breaking up real bad.
Hey, you're breaking up.
ignored. acknowledged what was said and
Turtles, if
corrected.
you don't fix her Wi-Fi right now, Turtles, I'm
I say something.
Can't help right now.
I've been like trying to get past the first sentence for a minute.
Just,
She was asked a question. This wasn't about race. The quote was not about race at all. The context of it was a question and she answered it. Would I have answered it that way? No, she chose to. Okay.
What you mean?
I
What you
don't think
mean,
it's
Florida
doubling. I
man?
don't think that particular statement is doubling down.
So you got the text messages from the phone dump, right? Do you have those with you right now? Because I'm trying to find mine so I can pull it up. Do you have the receipt?
I'm letting the video scroll right now until it gets to that part. Like,
Because
as
it's
we-
a specific part where they even circled it and everything. The context she
Oh,
was
no,
using.
I'm going to send you a screen recording, like of the original.
I already saw the original. I was there from day one. And you saying that and her she wasn't saying it like that, Florida man, it's the point that she said it. Nigga never shouldn't have came out her mouth in this live today. She don't get a pass talking about what she was saying it for, Florida man. She shouldn't have said that. That was very disrespectful. And I was over there streaming. Like my mouth dropped.
Mine too.
Like she literally said it again. Like I am so fucking applaud. And Florida man, you know I fuck with you, but you ain't even check her about it. You trying to make it seem like she said it in a different context. Like, come on, bruh. She wrong. Wrong is wrong. And you know we stand big on that. She wrong right now. She never should have let that come out her mouth. I don't care what context it was. Nigga or nigger shouldn't have came out her mouth.
Fair.
That shit so disrespectful, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of hurt right now, and I don't even let a lot of shit hurt me. But from the people around me that I really fuck with, and how y'all let her, how you trying to act like you trying to justify it. I don't like that part. Instead of just telling her she wrong, you wrong. But to justify it, like that shit is really hurt my feelings right now, and I'ma hop down because I see this shit one sided, and I don't go for that shit. This bitch is wrong. This bitch has affected a lot of people. And for her to be up here and ain't took accountability for a bitch ass thing and had the nerve to say that nigga word again. Bougie bitch, fuck you, hoe. And I stand on that, and that's for me and all my bitches that you cross. Ho, you not innocent. Bitch, you around here running a motherfucking mug.
I
Now
stand
go sit on the
alongside
dick
of
and
Miss
twirl,
Unknown.
bitch. And I'm sorry, Turtles and Abel, I love you, but I'm gone. Cause this bitch disrespectful.
I
They gonna
love
call
you.
a motherfucker a nigga.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'd rather have Miss Unknown up here than fucking Bougie.
Yeah. Please don't.
Miss Unknown, please come back up, please.
The f-
Only if you feel comfortable. I do not agree with, oh my God. Miss Unknown, please come back up.
But honestly, Enabler, Miss Unknown literally said what a lot of fucking people are thinking tonight.
And I stand alongside of her. I do.
Joy like a fountain. I'm texting Kendra. Like, not, do you pay my phone bill, bitch?
Fuck, my heart hurts so bad. Fuck.
And that conversation has been had so many times, like even saying it, like singing it that way. It's not, I get it. Okay, it was a quote, but you still.
I don't think that's the quote.
Say it.
You
think
don't
that's even the quote.
oh my God, you do not fucking say that. And then
What about-
Jesus Christ.
Wreck.
I really, really hope Miss Unknown comes back up.
What, me? Yeah, I'm here.
I'm done with Turtles. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I do not feel like Bougie should have a space and be platformed here.
I'm getting
If
so
she
many
is,
texts now that says, I hope she deactivates and no one gets answers. From Cartel, this isn't about race. Can you tell her to just move on? It was a quote.
I know, but
It's like one person.
You have to
comes
understand.
and gets emotional. One person comes
like,
up here. Hold on, please. I've been interrupted this whole time. I wanted to start at the beginning and say that we were all in Petty's live, and Miss Unknown took a box, and Petty was talking to her, and everybody was like riled up, and we all were like, "Yeah, let's do a fucking live," and we all went over there, and we were all wrecking the fuck out of them, funny as fuck. Miss Unknown was reading off the comments, and who was paying attention to what and where, I don't know, but I got the live because it was a fun live.
It doesn't, Florida man,
matter.
Respectfully, okay?
But I got the live, and it's a fun live.
Like-
I would like to know exactly what was said in that live because, like I said, I was a little methy at the time. But
I understand, but here in this live this evening, whether it was in quotations or I don't give a fuck what the excuse was. That was uncalled for. That was absolutely fucking embarrassing, disgusting, vile. I
was
I
in.
didn't say it
What we
was a
fucking
race.
do
They
here?
come over here to say for a race thing. I was actually streaming the live, and I did inbox and able to let her know, boo, I'm streaming y'all over here in my live. Everything was going good. It wasn't about a race thing until Boo just started sitting over here, not taking accountability for nothing. Everything that was asked of her, she threw the subject on somebody else. Florida man, when I first started going live, hold on. When I first started going live, we was going live about them because they had already been throwing shots, saying shit, attacking Patty when I was sitting over there, attacking other people that I sit around. That still didn't warn her to be looking up people information, pulling people fucking background checks, calling people niggas, going around her running a motherfucking muck on this app. You think that she can talk and say her shit and we not gonna respond back, Florida man? Are you serious? Yes, I told people to hide their kids. Yes, I told people to hide their grandkids. The article I saw, I went on it. And you saying that we're lying on that lady? We're not lying on that lady. That lady has been around a long time, Florida man. That lady has been running amok a long motherfucking time doing this shit. She ain't innocent by a motherfucking long shot. And how she got you convinced right now is crazy. Do you know all the harmful shit she has done? Do you know they was following people, her street glide, when all them was following people around, taking pictures?
Stop right there.
She do phone dump. I was there for all of that, Florida man. I was there.
Someone needs to, you need to reel it in because this is a false.
No, that's not false. It ain't false. No, I was there. She was around them. She knew what was going on. She the one came to slide and told her. I was there for everything. That still didn't warn her for attacking everybody, attacking Holly Mae, putting Holly Mae fucking record on her background, speaking on Retina Retempt before we never spoke on her though, Florida man. They didn't want her to speak on them. She did that on her own.
You know about Ruthless and Ratchet?
What?
You know about Ruthless and Ratchet?
I'm ruthless and ratchet. What you mean?
No, the group chat that fucking Holly
I don't care about no group chat, Florida man. I'm talking about what happened in 4K on the internet, babe.
You better check them because.
Do you remember when she doxed Queen of Blessing on live? Mind you, Queen of Blessing ain't never said nothing to this lady. Don't you know she gave that lady whole name, address, city, and state on a motherfucking live stream?
Rissa's doxed her.
No, Bougie did
Rissa
that,
doxed her.
man. Bougie said it. We was there.
Rissa.
Fuck Rissa,
Rissa was already going into
said it out of her mouth, Florida man. Bougie said it, not Rissa. Rissa gave her the information. Okay, Bougie said that shit out of her mouth on the live.
Rissa was also making accounts with her name.
Rissa wasn't there in that live, Florida man.
because she was in the background on them backup accounts with these
It
people's
don't
names on
matter.
them.
So you telling me that Rissa put a gun to Bougie head and told her, you better say Queen of Blessing name right now, her address and everything right now on the line.
She said that in the box
They don't
herself.
like each other.
Okay, there go Queen of Blessing.
Excuse me?
Let Queen of Blessings talk. There you go.
I know that Rissa gave her the information. I know that. But Bougie said it in the box with her whole chest. And I ain't done anything to her. Maybe put some water emojis in the chat, but that's
I
it.
don't know if we've done anything to anybody.
Not you, Florida man. It's her. You don't know the whole story. She only giving you bits and pieces. And don't think that I'm hollering or we going at each other, because you know that's not what it is. You know we having a dialogue. I just want you to understand, I've been quiet this whole time. You notice I ain't mentioned Bougie name since you been bringing receipts, since you been doing all of that. You notice I ain't said nothing. I've been sitting back. But for her to get in this box tonight and play in everybody's face, she didn't take accountability for one thing that was asked. Not one. Not one thing.
She's been.
And you, if she up here, Florida man, why would you still be talking for her? And she her in the flesh. Why can't she talk for herself? She the one around here doing the bullshit. Why you gotta talk for her when she her in fucking 4K?
She has been talking. I haven't talked much at all.
Everything she said tonight was a deflect. Y'all like the
She didn't wanna
deflection. She
answer.
deflected.
He didn't want to answer a lot of questions or many questions for him, and that's why I texted you and said people are getting pissed. Like Ashley just wanted
Yeah.
a simple apology. Enabler sent you a screenshot on Discord.
Wait, can I just interrupt one
ahead.
quick minute? For
Well, you know
it's
what?
me.
I'll tell everybody.
Hold on, Florida man.
I'll tell everybody.
Florida man.
I am
Florida
no
man.
longer. I am
Florida
no
man.
longer. Hold on.
Oh, no,
I have this to
hold
say, that's it.
on. 1 second.
I am no longer going to be speaking for Bougie, nor am I going to
Can you
make sure that
just
she
hold
gets back
real
on the
quick?
app to give
I have to
any more
address someone
answers.
in the comments.
I don't give a fuck. Like me or don't like me, I really don't give a fuck. Blow the whole spot up. Don't
Hold
do
on.
it fucking
Man,
the right
it's not
way.
about you,
Fucking
Florida
I
man.
disagree.
Get emotional.
Okay,
It's not
And go ahead and
about
I'm
fucking
gonna
you.
blow
move
it all
forward
up
on
and wreck
this.
it for everybody the fuck else, because when people are silenced for so long and they can't fucking sit there and say something and get it out for themselves, let them get it out. Let them
Laura,
process it.
bitch, don't say nothing to me from
Yes.
no comments, ho.
Have
If I
a
can't
good
shut up,
fucking
bitch,
night.
come make me shut up,
Viking
Laura.
comes by, someone else play the audios.
Laura, come make me shut up. Laura, come make me shut up. And Florida man, I hate that you getting upset, but to be honest with you, I don't think nobody wanted you to bring Bougie receipts out, because you know what? Bougie receipts are pissed, respectfully. I don't think nobody... I think this right here kind of broke up a lot of things. This caused a lot of division between a lot of people, and I think that's not right. And we stand with you 10 toes, but for you to get mad at us because we speaking our truth, because we was affected by this woman, and you want to say that, oh, this and that, that's fucked up, Florida man. That's fucked up. Because we stand with you all the time when you right. We standing up for you. You know I have spoke for you plenty of fucking time. But for you to sit here and downplay me and downplay my feelings because this bitch then sit here and run amok on people and ain't took accountability for a bitch ass thing and blame everybody else, and you mad at us, that's wild. I'm so fucking disappointed right now.
He doesn't understand. He can't tell. And I'm just going to say me and you because we're in the box and we're black. You can't tell me how I take somebody saying that, how I take somebody saying nigga. I don't care what the context is. It came out of your mouth. You can't tell me how I'm supposed to feel about that. And then I know how it feels. I wasn't in here when she said it, but I know how it feels to sit in a chat and somebody in a box say it and nobody say anything. And then you watch your comment cousins, your friends,